Here's how I recreated this scene from Chaos Theory Season 4 in Lego. Before we do anything, I need to get an idea. I organize all my ideas in a website called Trello. Here I write down my ideas, what I'm working on, and what I published. I have checklists on what to do for every video. When I finished watching season 4, I wrote down every scene I thought was worth the recreation. To confirm if an idea is going to get views, I check if it's on YouTube. Though I don't always do this. But this one was on YouTube. The clip was around 4 minutes long, so I cut it down to 1 minute 50 seconds. I needed all the campers and also the Therizinosaurus. I make all the Lego models in Mechabricks, which is an online tool which gives me all the models digitally. Thankfully, I had all the campers ready from my last animation, but I cut out the part where the campers will appear in that animation, so I could already use those. I use a big fig rig for the minifigures rig and Mega face for the face rig. I make custom rigs for the dinos using Rigify, which helps, but I still have to do it manually. I had an old Therizinosaurus rig, but it's too outdated. So I made a new one using IK controls. Basically, it allows the legs to move like this instead of this. In my Blender project, this is how I set up my workspace. I have the original clip in the top left, my camera angle in the middle left, and in the entire bottom, I have the timeline/dope sheet. In the middle, I have this big viewport area where I actually do the poses, and the rest is default. Now I can finally get started on animating. This is the longest part of the process. In my older videos, I make the set first, then animate. But now I animate it first and then make parts of the set in Mechabricks and then import it and blend it all together. First I animate the body, after that I do the detailing such as the hair moving, face expressions, etc. Animating is really tedious and time consuming because I just have to do all the key poses, then go in and make changes to see if it looks good, etc. While animating, I have the background turned off, except for when I actually set up a new camera angle. This is due to lag reasons. After a long time animating, I'm at the point where I have to add the set to continue. First, I have to get a tree, which I can grab from this video, where I used bios and trees. Then we get to the part which brings it all together in a cinematic way. The lighting for this video is going to be tough. There is fog, fire, and also these fire particles. Let's go one step at a time. First, let's add these light bulbs to simulate trees burning. Also, let's light up the characters where necessary. Then I animate these locusts falling down and add in emission material. Now I make fog from a tutorial and wonder why it doesn't work for 2 hours, only to find out I didn't apply the scale. Then I add the particle system and crash blender multiple times and finally get the effect I want. Then I continue animating using this process over and over and over again for multiple hours a day to finally finish the animation. Now I just have to render it. Just a couple months ago, I used to render by myself, so I had to allocate a few days just to render. But then I found Sheepit, which is a free render farm. It uses a point system which has a 4-time multiplier. So if I render 10 hours for someone else, I get to render 40 hours worth of stuff. And it gives that animation to a lot of people. This makes rendering take very little time. But the video still looked too reddish, so I color graded the whole video in Premiere Pro, and finally, it was complete. All I had to do was publish it on YouTube with the title and thumbnail, and I'm done. And this whole process takes over 30 hours for a 100-second video. Anyways, that's how I make my animations. Thanks for watching, and watch the full animation up here.